Alright, so I've been looking around this form, and it looks like we're all debating whether or not you can actually generate the HMAC without getting through the splash page legitimately. And this is a pretty good point right here. The HMAC is generated via a remote script that is planted inside the actual product page's source. So I drew out kind of a Photoshop um, diagram of what actually happens and how you buy Yeezys. Um, so you're waiting on the splash page, and eventually it lets you through the product page. In the product page, somewhere on that page, will will download a script from some random URL on Adidas, and it will essentially say to the Adidas server, give me an HMAC, and then the server will reply with something in the header that says set cookie HMAC, or whatever the HMAC is labeled as. It might not be HMAC, but some cookie that represents the HMAC, since the HMAC is a cookie. So essentially what Soulwater script does is it replicates the form request, once you send Yeezys through the page. So it essentially creates that request without you actually having to go to the form um, to generate it. It will generate it for you. But the problem is, in order to send a cart request for a Yeezy, you also need an HMAC cookie that gets sent in the header. Um, and if you don't have that HMAC cookie, then this cart request is going to get rejected, which is why Soulwater script currently will not work for the Yeezy release. However, what if we could skip this? What if we could skip getting on the splash page? And what if we could skip going on the product page? And we could just get to the remote script that gives us an HMAC and then send a post request. Or they actually do allow get requests. I'm not sure why. But anyway, what if we could just send that request without ever going to the splash, or without ever going to the product page? We need to find this remote script. If it's still a remote script, it might be, might not be, but can't hurt to try. So what I want to propose is an idea for finding where we can find this remote script. Um, so every cookie that gets set on your computer is in a response header. Um, so all these cookies were sent via HTTP response headers. So if I remove all, or most of them will be, um, I can go to network, and I can then reload the page, and I can see what cookies are being set. Um, so I can look through this request, and I can go to the response headers. No cookies were set, but I've already looked through these, and the Yeezy slash, which is also the first status code that doesn't redirect you, will set a few cookies. So it's setting a few cookies here, and essentially what the idea is, one of these will have set cookie in their response header, and it will set an HMAC on your computer. So it's going to say set cookie and then HMAC equals whatever. So how can we search for this efficiently? You can actually go to the filter and type in set cookie domain, and then it was actually kind of fast. I didn't mean to do it that fast. Set domain, and then .adidas.com. It will show you all the domains that cookies were set on. So there were two requests that set cookies on my computer. There was this, and there was this URL. So essentially, when I made a GET request to this URL, it gave me these cookies. So what we're trying to find is what URL, what kind of request, and what do we need to send in that request in order to get an HMAC cookie. So we can find this URL right here, which was the remote script on whatever that gives us an HMAC, and we can send whatever it needs, hopefully, to that URL, and it will return an HMAC. And then essentially what that says, we don't have to be on the product page. We won't be after we get that remote script. So what we can do is then go to Soulwater script, if his is still working, or you can create your own post request, and you can then submit that because you have the HMAC already set on your computer from this remote script. So that's my idea. if you don't know how to capture post requests and duplicate them, good luck.